What's up, everybody? This is your boy Angel. Hoping, brother, you're having a blessed day. I know I am. Bringing you guys an undefeated Ancient Warriors list. I really have a ton of fun with this deck right now. It's OTK machines. That's like almost any hand that you start out with, you end up OTKing your opponent as long as you see something that says Ancient Warriors on it. For real, it really does. Very, very solid against the meta right now. Can't wait to get the new support. Without further ado, guys, let's show you what we're working with. Alright, starting off, you want to max out on triple Sunmu. This is your Stratos for the deck. I understand it's an overused pundit, but it's the truth of the matter. Summon him. He can send anything from hand or field to grave for cost, and then he can search any Ancient Warriors monster out of your deck. Then, if you got another Ancient Warriors monster's effect is activated while he's on the field, you can bounce one monster your opponent controls. Really amazing. Then we play Lu Juan. He's basically a tour guide for the deck if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, by once again sending from a hand or field. And then if you were to attack with, say, another Ancient Warriors monster, he draws one card on declaration. And then nice thing about these two, when we're both on the field, there's a pretty solid lock where you can't attack each one of them. So it's really, really good in that aspect. So on max out on those two. Playing double Xiao Guo, just because he's, once again, one of them is too little and 3 is too many in my opinion. 2 is just a good number right now. What he does is sends a contiguous spell you control to field, from field to grave, and then you can search any of your Ancient Warrior spell traps. Once again, really, really solid overall. Then you're playing 3 of my favorite, actually, Guan Yun. He's pretty much like your Panker tops. You can special summon him if your opponent controls monsters and you don't, and then if they control more monsters than you do, you can pop one monster that they control, and then also while he's on the field, your opponent can only target him with card effects. Really, really solid, really strong. And then once again, just like, say, the other 2 level 4s I showed you, if you have, say, 2 of him on field, he creates a lock where your opponent just can't target. So it's really, really good. And then for the last one, the big boy, this is your big attacker, this is your sword. This is Zhang De. What he does is if you control 2 or more Ancient Warriors monsters, you can special summon him from the hand. And then if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, he can swing on monsters twice. So it's really, really good. So this is how you really get rid of your opponent right here. So that's it for the Ancient Warriors cards. Then we play hand traps, 3 draw just because it's draw, it shuts opponents down. This format is really, really good. Then we play 3 Gamma Seal. Number 1, because it deals with the problem immediately. Number 2, giant sea turtles don't get called by the grave, and I always like to play 1 hand trap that doesn't get called by the grave if I can, if the format allows me to do so. And then on top of that, with the bounce effect of Sunmu, I can just recur this and send it back down, just clear my opponent's board. So it's been really, really good in that aspect. With this meta shifting more towards, say, like Invoked, other things like that, with heavy search, adding things like whatnot, sending things from deck to graveyard, I would say Shaddoll Fusion, whatnot. I think it's probably time to just change back to Ash just to have like more consistent tempo play, but this was really, really good when I played it. Except for monsters. Then we played 3 Ancient Warriors, Saga 3 visits. What this does is if normal special summon Ancient Warriors monster, I can search for another Ancient Warriors monster with a different name, and then if this is sent from field to grave, I can special summon 1 Ancient Warriors monster from my deck or from my hand to the field. So it's really, really good. Then I played 2, which, quite frankly speaking, I probably should have played 3. Ancient Warriors Saga Sun Lu Alliance. What this is basically DFD for my opponent. If I control 2 Ancient Warriors with different attributes, I can call 1 attribute they control, and then my opponent cannot activate monster effects with that attribute that I call on the other side of the field. It's really, really good, or that they control rather. And then also, if my opponent was to special summon or I trigger Ancient Warrior monster's effect, this boosts up all my Ancient Warriors by 300 attack for each Ancient Warrior on the field. So once again, this is how you get rid of your opponent as well. Just shuts them down. This card is amazing. This probably should have been Ultra as well too, but I'm glad it wasn't. Then next up, 3 Super Poly. Card is broken. Speaks for itself. Gets rid of any issues that you're having on the opponent's side of the field. You resolve it. You probably should win. 3 Tanky, consistency. 3 Tensu, once again, consistency, being able to have that additional normal summon in this deck is huge. That's it for those. Playing 2 Desires. Once again, this is solid overall. I sold my Pot of Extravagances, but truth be told, and I really haven't missed them. I honestly kind of just been liking Desires overall a lot better. I think it just gets rid of like redundancies, whatnot. You don't necessarily run into too many copies of the same thing, and just gets you digs deeper into the deck. So 2 Desires have been good for me, and then I played the 1 Lightning Storm because I only own 1. I can get my hands on another one. If any of my subscribers got lightning storm that they are looking to get rid of. Hit me up. That's it for the spells. And then 3 of what could just really be the best card in the game right now, evenly matched. This card you resolve evenly matched. It's completely blowout. Opponent just needs to to stop playing at that point. It's really, really good, especially against the spy board, pretty much anything right now. And especially with this deck, it's really a necessity right now, especially until we get the new support. And even then, probably should still be playing this card. And we played the one Ancient Warrior Saga defensive Guanban. What this is basically threatening war for my opponent. When I flip it up, and then at the beginning of the battle phase, I send it to the graveyard, and my opponent can't attack any of my Ancient Warriors monsters. And then when this card is already in the graveyard, except for the turn descent, obviously, my opponent attacks any of my Ancient Warriors, I can banish this, especially if I'm on from deck. So really, really solid overall. 40 in the main. Except for that, onto the extra deck. I played one Tiger King, obviously playing all Beast Warriors, and then searches your 5 formation spells, speaks for itself. One Dweller, because it's the best XCs in the game. It's ridiculous. One Exciton Knights, even out boards. The one Utopia, the Lightning, because we don't want any floating, anything like that. And truth be told, this actually won me a ton of games. I don't play double just because I know it's as good as it is. I just am not really that big of a fan of, say, Utopia double, whatnot, and double or nothing, because if you draw into it, it's not as good as it's supposed to be, and I just consider it a dead card. I mean, you can make a 5K Utopia, but in my opinion, it might as well just be this, and your opponent can't activate anything during that damage or during that battle. So I like this. Truth be told, I favor it over the double package. And then I played one red MD here, Flare red MD that is. Truth be told, if I don't fully OTK my opponent when I swing, this just finishes it out. I mean, normally if I don't get rid of my opponent and just blow through their all their resources and just attack their game, overlaying the red MD and then having to have them like burn themselves just to activate a card effect will pretty much just finish the game. And sometimes he's just like a wall. He just sits on because obviously all them control XYZ material can be destroyed by card effect. So this is it for my XYZ monsters. Fusions. Played a lot of super poly targets. So one Mud Dragon. Played the one Starving Venom, obviously, it's staple. Played the Predator one Triferidium, just because like things like Luna Light, Hero, whatnot, just mass board wipe. Especially more so as Luna Light because they have more inherent summons, etc. Just being able to negate that with the Predator plant. Played one Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Swan just because it allows me, once again, if I deal damage, I can finish off the OTK by fusing two of my Ancient Warriors together, and also clear. This is very, very good against the Luna Light matchup. One Invoked Elysium just came up. This came up pretty big, didn't it, bro? I had a guy that was trying to swing into me with pretty decent setup of Invoked, like a Macabre, whatnot, and the Invoker of Madness, whatnot. I just super polyed and made my own Elysiums, really, really good. And then one Spice, one Earth Golematic Mister. This pretty much takes the place of say anything like Salamangre, Violet Chimera, because it's once again super poly target for this because it only takes one Cyberse monster and one Link monster. And then also this also major part of the spy board by being able to just fuse away you have the Trigate plus the Appaloosa, and this is just really, really, really strong overall. And then if this swings into another monster, something from the extra deck is basically a Boral Sword. So really, really amazing. And then we played one World Chalice Guard Dragon Armaduke because this gets rid of the entire spy board, just 3 Link monsters, super poly of it away, and then you're just dealing with the sleeper, and at that point you're probably just going to win the game from there. And that's it for fusions. And then we played just 2 Link monsters. That's all I felt that I really needed in the deck, and then truth be told, that's how it worked out. It's one of Gravity Control, so I can link my fusions away and just go for something else. And then it's the one of Link BLS, especially against like heavy back row decks, things that target a lot. Ultra guys, I just sit on this Blackluster Soldier and just pretty much gets me there. So that's it for that. And sideboard, decided 3 Crow because it's Crow. 3 Lancey because Orcus is still around, and once again Invoked and Dinos are definitely prevalent. So in my opinion, you still do need to see your sideboard at 3, definitely. That's for that. And then just get somebody to go first, D barriers, etc. Not being able to let your opponent fusion summon a heavy Shaddoll, heavy Invoke meta, and really truth be told, anything right now, Luna Lights, XYZ fusions, just being able to shut that down really is going to get you far. 3 DDG. Against things like Spy, Salad, Luna Light, anything. This card's just amazing. This is pretty much a best pass your turn, just like a D barrier. And then just get rid of back row 3 TT. Alright, so that finished up the deck profile, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. What do you think, guys? Special text I should add in, whatever, whatnot. Also, what you want to see in terms of content on the channel. Once again, if you are not already, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And have a blessed day, guys. Peace.